Hi guys, sorry the video looks bad. I don't have my camera with me and there's some other stuff going around the house. So, the Championship 4 are all set up for Truck Series and Xfinity Series. And the Truck Series is going to be Moffitt, Chastain, Friesen, and Crafton. In the Xfinity Series, it's the Big Three plus Reddick. For the uninitiated, the Big Three this year are Bell, Custer, and Reddick. I want to point something out that I think is very interesting. Going into the Xfinity Series race, I was kind of hoping that one of the Big Three would win, and that Allgaier would finish second. Because if that had happened, Allgaier would have still gone to Miami, but he would have gone to Miami winless. Why am I emphasizing this? Because I want to see a winless champion. Only one NASCAR driver has done it, at least on a national level, and that was Austin Dillon in the 2013 Nationwide Series. However, that was in an era where there weren't quite as many caps on how many times a claim jumper could race down from the Cup Series. There were also not as many Nationwide Series regulars winning that season as there are today as a direct result. In fact, Austin Dillon didn't win any races that year, and he still won the championship. But bear in mind, that was also at a time when the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, they still had their championships determined on points alone. The Cup Series adopted the playoff format as we have it today the following year, as opposed to their old chase format. And at the time, I liked the playoff format. I still do, to an extent. But I miss the old chase format. And I frankly, honestly wish that at least one of the National Series still did the points alone format. The best point system, in my opinion, was the Bob Latford system. But that's another video for another day. Anyway. By now you're probably thinking, okay, this guy's off his rocker because he wants to see a winless champion. Well, it's not unprecedented for a winless champion to, or excuse me, a winless championship contender to be in the hunt in the final race of the season. In fact, this is actually the 7th time it's happened since 2014. 2014 it was Ryan Newman. 2016, it was Justin Allgaier in the Xfinity Series and Timothy Peters in the Truck Series. 2017, it was Elliott Sadler and Daniel Hemrick in the Xfinity Series, both of them. 2018, it was Daniel Hemrick. He's the only driver to go winless to the final round twice. And this season, it's Matt Crafton. Now, if Matt Crafton outraces Moffitt, Friesen, and Chastain, but does not win, he will be a winless champion. And this championship format, the elimination playoff, supposedly it was designed to eliminate just that possibility. Ironically, though, it's produced more potential winless contenders than there have been in the past. So, I'm not saying that I want NASCAR to do away with the playoff system per se. I think it works some seasons better than it does in other seasons. It particularly did not work this season for Grant Enfinger, who, the regular season champion, was not seated at the top. Now that's another complaint for another day. In fact, actually on a previous video I did say that I think the regular season champion should be automatically seated at the top when they start the playoffs. Anyway, so Crafton is going into this playoff without any wins, and he still has a shot at the championship. If he can destroy the playoff format as we know it just by winning the championship. Whether he does that by winning the race or by outracing the other three guys and then having somebody else actually win, that is anybody's guess if he has a better shot at one over the other. The reality is that had any of these drivers won the championship that year by winning that race or otherwise, they would have destroyed the playoff format as we know it. And what I'm getting at here is that I like the elimination format. I like a win and you're in format. I don't like what appears to be a conscious effort by a sanctioning body to make it impossible to become a champion without winning. Now, I know a lot of people might say, but that's what happened to Matt Kenseth, even though he only won one race. Keep in mind, he was having top 10s week in and week out, and only failed to finish 4 races that season. By comparison, Ryan Newman, who ran second, had about 12 wins, but failed to finish at least 13 races. And I want NASCAR to find a point system where they can have. Here's what I would do. I would have one series, say for instance the Truck Series, be points alone. Let's have the Xfinity Series be an elimination playoff, as we have it today, and let's have the Cup Series go back to its original chase format, where it's the top 10 plus anybody within under the Bob Latford system, a 400 points deficit. I think by today's point system it would have to be a 25 points deficit. That is what I would suggest. I want you to drop a comment below and tell me what you think NASCAR should do. Should we leave the playoffs in all 3 national series? Should we bring back a points-only format to all 3 series? Should we have a chase format to all 3 series? By the way, the Trucks and Xfinity Series never had a chase format. If you want to know what I mean by chase format, look at the 10-race postseason from 2004 to 2013. Although there were different variables in how they ran that, the common thread was that you were only eliminated if you were mathematically out of the hunt, as opposed to failing to win by a certain point in time. I would also suggest that we should go back to having a caution clock for the Truck Series, wherein if a caution comes out under the clock and you pit, then there are no positional changes coming off of pit road, only if the caution is for that reason. Otherwise, pit road operates like clockwork. And then stage racing in the Xfinity Series, and then one sustained race in the Cup Series. No caution clock, no stage flags, nothing. That's what I would suggest. At some point in time, we'll make another video addressing the specifics of what I have in mind. Real Radman, if you are watching this video, please drop a comment. I will pin you to the top of the list. I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you think NASCAR should do about this point system? Thanks again for checking out the channel. I apologize it's a little lengthy, a little wordy, because this is done as if it was live for the sake of time. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to go to the main channel and subscribe to that channel, and don't forget to check out channel 2 as well. I have left links in the description for those other 2 channels.